up, you guys? Gold Pony here today. The 2018 Shelby GT350, courtesy of Bob Ruth Ford in Dillsburg, PA. Super excited to be in this one. I will be going over everything, including what's new for the 2018 Shelby. So as always, you guys, let's start with pricing. And so to start, I first want to mention there are two different variants of the GT350. There is the regular GT350, which is the one I have today, and then there is the GT350R, which is really its own animal. So we're going to save that one for a different video. But when it comes to pricing, this one will start at $57,240. If you were interested, the GT350R will start at $64,740. But regardless, powering the beast is going to be a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 with a flat plane crank. And the best way I can describe that one is it's going to give you more of a sports car like sound as opposed to the traditional muscle car sound that cars like the Mustang GT will give you. And when it comes to the numbers, the GT350 will come in at 526 horsepower at 7,500 RPM and 429 pound-feet of torque, available at around 4,700 RPM. Red line on this one, get this, comes in at 8,250 RPM, which is Ford's highest revving production V8. So that is pretty impressive in itself. But power is going to be sent to the rear wheels on this one through a Tremec 3160 6-speed manual transmission. I will say I actually can tell the difference between driving the Mustang GT 6-speed versus this 6-speed. Definitely a better clutch feel to the Shelby, I gotta admit. And by the way, this transmission was built to be lighter, more reliable, and more efficient as well. But so then when it comes to 0 to 60 time, that is going to come in at approximately anywhere in the range of 4.1 to 4.3 seconds. And MPG numbers come in at 14 in the city, 23 on the highway. And so since I have a little bit of a straightaway here, that sound though, I didn't wind it out because this is a brand new car. I don't want to do that to the GT350, but wow, did you guys hear that? This thing sounds absolutely amazing. You can hear the clear difference with the flat plane crank that the GT350 comes with here, and it's amazing. Okay, and we're braking because there are way too many turns in these back roads. But speaking of braking, the GT350 will come with 6-piston front calipers with cross-drilled 2-piece rotors that size up at 15.5 inches up front there. Definitely a beastly Brembo brake setup up there. And in the back, 4-piston rear calipers with 14.9-inch rear rotors. And so when you put all that together, 60 to 0 stopping comes in at 102 feet, which, by the way, that number sounded familiar to me, actually, you guys, because I reviewed a car last year called the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which went for a little over $200,000, and it just happened to have the exact same 60 to 0 braking time. Pretty cool. And when it comes to ride quality, this one does have a very nice ride quality, partly due because it does come with the MagneRide damping system, which scans the road up to 1,000 times per second, really giving you the best of both worlds. Not only a more comfortable ride, but it is going to tighten up those dampers around the corners as well. And I did want to also mention, when it comes to this steering feel, it definitely is on the heavier side as expected. Every visibility is absolutely perfect. Never had any issues with visibility when it comes to the Mustang, so definitely good to go there as well. But enough with the driving dynamics, you guys. Let's check out the exterior of the new 2018 Shelby GT350. And so first thing I wanted to mention on the exterior is there is a few new colors available for 2018, including Kona Blue, which will be replacing Deep Impact Blue, Orange Fury Leadfoot Gray, which is the one we have today. That's going to be replacing Avalanche Gray. Kind of a similar color, but both of them look absolutely amazing. I think you will agree with me on that. Up front though, there is that Shelby badging within that front grille. Looking down, there is a Shelby specific front splitter with the Shelby lettering etched into it as well. To the side, Xenon HID headlights with LED signature lighting, and those headlights do come with the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark out, the headlights will turn on automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Make your way to the side, there is added ventilation within that front fender with the GT350 badging, of course. Side skirts are also going to be flared out near the rear wheels to help direct air around those rear wheels. That's pretty nice aerodynamic cue there. Mirrors are going to be power adjustable gloss black mirrors with integrated turn signals as well. And when it comes to the wheel setup, they are wider wheels than the standard Mustang GT as expected. Up front, they will come sized up at 19 by 10.5 inches, finished in a gloss black, and in the back, you guys, 19 by 11 inches. Definitely not only a better look, but with all the power this car is putting out, it is definitely going to be better to have those wider rear tires coming in at 19 by 11 inches back there. And since I mentioned it, the Mustang GT actually comes sized up at 19 by 9 inches with the performance pack and 19 by 9.5 inches in the back. So quite a better wheel setup standard with the Shelby GT350. Make your way to the back, there is a blade deck lid spoiler finished in the gloss black to tie everything together, of course. Also below that, LED sequential taillights, which kind of looks like the LEDs are sliding from one side to the other. Definitely a very prominent feature for the Mustang. Also Shelby badging in the center around back there. And just below it all, dual exhaust outlets with quad tips. So actually, you guys, what I want to do is I want to put the exhaust mode in normal mode first, then I'm going to put it in sport so you guys can actually hear the difference on this one because it is quite substantial. So, but now since we are around back, to open that rear trunk, there actually is a button on the key fob, so simply press that if you like. But once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 13.5 cubic feet. And if that was not quite enough space, those rear seats do fold down for a ton of added space if you needed it there. Make your way to the back seats. Rear legroom comes in at an even 29 inches. Just for reference, you guys, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there, but definitely better left to children. Make your way to the front seats. The standard setup is going to give you Recaro bucket seats with the Miko suede inserts, but that is not the one I have today because this one actually comes with the convenience package, which adds $3,000, by the way. And the advantage of getting these seats is you are going to get power adjustable seats, and they will come heated and ventilated as opposed to the Recaros, which will not give you power adjustable seats, and they will not come heated and ventilated in case you were interested. Looking forward though, again, one of my favorite parts, there is a leather suede combination to the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescoping, of course, and you have the iconic Cobra emblem in the middle. Definitely also an awesome feature there, and I do like the leather stripe at the top of the steering wheel, kind of giving it an accented touch there as well. But then when it comes to the startup, you guys, let me first start by showing you guys the key here, because the GT350 does have its own individual key. You have the Cobra logo on the one side, and when you flip it over, lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear hatches I was just mentioning. But for this one, all you're going to want to do is simply put your foot on the brake and clutch and press that engine start button, which is bright red just in front of the shifter there. And so once started up, tachometer is going to be on your left, speedometer is on your right. There is a small digital display front and center, which can be controlled by using the steering wheel mounted controls on the left side there, but that is going to tell you how many miles you have left until you hit empty, because I only have 23 right now, so I got to keep that on. But also, I wanted to mention this first, track apps. Of course, every Mustang is going to give you track apps, GT350 included, but that's going to give you things like line lock, so when you want to go drag racing in this one, that's going to be there. Also, launch control, definitely important again for this one. You can adjust the exhaust mode up there as well, and of course, you have the legendary lap timers and acceleration timers, so if you wanted to test out your 0 to 60 time in this one, or quarter mile time, you can simply do that by setting that up on the digital display and then hitting the gas and going as fast as you possibly can. But so then make your way to overall interior quality, there are GT350 badging above the glove box as well. That's definitely nice. There's also HomeLink controls for up to 3 different garage doors on the roof there. But then I did want to mention the tech display as well, because that is going to differ. The standard setup is going to give you a 4.2-inch screen. However, Sync 3 is available with the electronics package for an additional $3,000. That is the one I would recommend. That one is going to give you an 8-inch color touchscreen display, giving you things like your climate control, which can be controlled up there, audio information, Bluetooth and audio streaming, and actually Bluetooth and audio streaming, you'll get standard either way. But you will get factory navigation system up there as well, which works excellent. I can attest to it. I usually used that navigation system on my trip to Myrtle Beach last year. But the Sync 3 system is also going to give you a better sound system, giving you 9 speakers as opposed to the 6 speakers that you get with the regular Sync system. So, since we have that 9-speaker sound system today, why don't we just turn on the radio and test out the clarity of this one. I want that cruel love. Don't tell me that camera was not bouncing during that song. Absolutely ridiculous amount of bass. In love with this sound system. But then last thing I wanted to mention is actually either Sync system, when you put it in reverse, and by the way, since we have a manual to put this one in reverse, what you're going to want to do is simply lift up underneath the shifter and push it into the upper left-hand corner. When you do that, that is going to give you a reverse camera for either sync system, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always is going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front side and side curtain airbags, also driver and passenger knee airbags up front as well. In the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Also, a tire pressure monitoring system comes standard along with side impact door beams. And so, but anyways, you guys, that is about it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.